Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, I make a jacket out of this dinosaur fabric. And it's just fabulous. I love the colours in this. They're just so gorgeous. I think the raspberry dinosaurs are my favourite, but I keep changing my mind. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. Now we will get on to the jacket that I just finished. I was going to put teal beads on it, but now I'm thinking maybe gold. Anyway, I took some footage of my poppy dress during the day because I didn't finish it until late. And then by the time I did the episode, I didn't have any gorgeous daytime photos of it. So here it is in all its glory. And this is it from even further away. Just ignore all the junk in the background. I got out all my beads because I'm trying to find, there's a couple of jackets that I want to make bead. And I'm trying to find some specific types of beads, and I cannot for the life of me find them. So I think I'm going to have to get out all my beads and do a KonMari. But anyway, so yeah, messy background. But here is the gorgeous, I love that woodcut fabric. I love all the fabrics, and I'm so glad that they meshed well. Because, I mean, they were all different genres of poppy fabrics, and well, the woodcut one doesn't really have any poppies in it, but it's got red flowers that sort of look poppy-ish. And I love the coral ones in that 1940s fabric. So beautiful. Now I kind of want to do a red jacket with coral colored beading. I think that would be really beautiful. Anyway, back to the dinosaur fabric. Again, I'm obsessed with the colors in this. It actually has some coral and some candy pink, and it's got so many colors that really shouldn't go together. Anyway, I was going to make a jacket out of this. I'm using a discontinued McCall's pattern, but I would recommend the Vogue 7975 jacket pattern. They've got the same amount of pieces and you put them together the same way. So that's a better jacket pattern, but this one has wider sleeves, and that's good when you're beading because it means you can sort of get in there and do all the beading. Anyway, I cut out, as I said, I'm doing beading on this jacket, so I need a structural layer, even though it's a cotton fabric. So I've cut out one set in the dinosaur cotton print, and I've cut another set out in the structural layer, which is just a netting fabric. And you can buy that from Joann's or any big fabric store. And it's just the netting you use to make a 1950s petticoat. It's just really stiff and structurally, it has structural integrity, so it's really good. So I put down all the bits in order of the structural layer, and then I put the outer fabric or the fashion fabric on over the top. Then I pinned them together, and from now on I'll work with them as one piece. If it's too difficult for you to just pin them and work like that, you can baste them together or hand stitch them together and then either leave those stitches in or take them out again. But for me, I've done it 100 times. So I'm fine just pinning them together and going from there. And now that they're pinned together, next step is to match up all the notches and pin all the pieces together. So here we go. I've pinned all the pieces of the actual jacket together. So these are all the outer jackets. And then I've also got the two front center lining pieces. Now I do the whole of the outer jacket first because my lining pieces I cut from leftover bits of fabric. So one of them is the correct way. The dinosaurs are facing the correct way, but the other one I had to turn the pattern piece on the side to fit it. So the dinosaurs are actually sideways. So yeah, it's the best. It's absolutely fine. You're never going to see the inside front of the jacket, but yeah, it's just way safer to do the whole of the outer jacket than do pin the two lining pieces on. That way you don't accidentally mess up the two front center pieces and get the sideways one on the outside or something like that. So then they're all pinned together. So next I took them over to the sewing machine and I machine sewed all the long seams. And this is me just obsessed with all the different colours. The way they mix mustard and teal, it's just really beautiful. I kind of and of course I did the sleeves as well. It's a 2-part sleeve, so I put down the structural layer, and then on top of that I put the fashion fabric or the outer jacket, pin them together so I work with them as one bit. Did the same for the undersleeve, and then I pinned the 2 pieces together, matching up the notches. And I just have a slit at the back of the cuff. It's not a placard. Placards are generally just performative, like they don't help you in any way, whereas I just put a slit at the back, and it just makes your hand easier to get in and out of. And if you work a lot in your jacket, like typing and stuff like that, just makes the jacket easier to wear. Anyway, so I machine sewed those together, and once all the long seams were done, I pinned the shoulder, like the top front and the back front together to make the shoulder, machine sewed that, and then I splayed open the seam allowance on every seam and pinned them in place. Now I have to go around and hand sew all of these into, hand sew them down. And there we go, hours of fun. And I'm trying to show you the stitches. I think you can see them on this side there. So they're just, they don't need to be a million stitches. Just one every, or a couple every inch is all you need to keep them in place. And because I'm going to do some beading, and this is me trying to show you on the outside that you can see, if you paused it, you could see some of the stitches. They're a sort of steely grey colour, the cotton that I used. But anyway, overall, you can't see them, was my point. So there we go. And I also did the sleeves, obviously. And once you've done the sleeves, you sort of hold the wrist of the sleeve, and then you very carefully pull the whole thing through. And this is me showing you on the mannequin. But of course, I haven't done the neckline yet, so it doesn't sit on the mannequin properly at all. But you can see that it's going to be beautiful. Like the colours are just... I love these colours. Kind of reminds me of, well, like all my Chanel tweeds mixed together. Like I've got that magenta Chanel tweed. I've got that dark green and blue Chanel tweed, and also the Edinburgh one. It's got all the beautiful colours of those. Anyway, so next I did the neckline. Most of the time you do the neckline by sewing the outer jacket and the lining jacket together, but as I said, I'm going to bead this. So I'm going to fully make the outer jacket first, then I'm going to do the beading, and then I'm going to make the lining and hand stitch it in, which is a total pain. But if you're doing a lot of beading, it's kind of the easiest way to do it. So I totally don't recommend hand doing your neckline, but it's an unfortunate necessity for the way I'm doing things when you're doing a lot of beading. So next step is to set the sleeves, which means put the sleeves in. So I just put pins where all the notches are, both on the torso and the sleeves. And then it's just easier to match them up. And then you do one sleeve at a time, carefully pinning them into place. And if you get it wrong, just take all the pins out, go and have a coffee, and try it again. Now, remember that they don't have to be completely flush at the edge, because they have to match at the seam line, not at the edges. For me, the easiest way to do it is center top pin, bottom center pin, then the bottom 2/3 are flush, and then that top third, which you sort of have to do really carefully. Just take your time doing that, and then you machine sew it. Or if it seems a little too fiddly to machine sew, you can just hand sew it. You're going to have to reinforce it by stitching your seam allowance back, so it will be strong enough if you hand sew it. So once you attach the sleeves, then the next step is to push the seam out. You clip the curves, so the third under the arm, you just clip that bit there so that it sits back well. And then you push all the seam allowance back into the sleeve, and this is obviously a different jacket, and you pin it into place. Then you stitch it once from the outside to secure all the layers together, and then you go around and you stitch it once again from the inside. And then I just roll the shoulder seams between my fingers just to get everything settled. And here she is. Isn't it lovely? It almost looks like a jacquard. Like if it was made out of a woven like goldish fabric, this would just be the most luxurious fabric. It's so pretty. I was going to do a layer of bridal tulle over the top, but I kind of couldn't decide between a dark green, like an emerald green, and a orange one. So I was like, I won't do any. And yeah, so there it is. That's the jacket. There's so much hand stitching in this, and the video is so short. It's ridiculous. Whenever I'm narrating one of these ones, I'm like, is that all the footage I took? I did so much work. But anyway, now it's ready to bead. I think I'll still use up the teal sequins on it, but I might add some. I've got some sequin, brown and orange sequin leaves, so I think I might add a few of those, dot a few of those in there as well. And also I've got little jewellery pendants that are dinosaurs. So yeah, I might put them in as well. And I think I've still got some from the Tempest jacket. I still got some brown and teal skulls. So I might use them in the triangle on the back. And this is the back, obviously. And then the side again. And yeah, I love the way this looks. It's so pretty. It would look good if it had gold. Maybe I'll buy more fabric, and yeah, because I don't have enough fabric. But every time I make a jacket, I'm like, oh, I could do gold beading, and that would be amazing with, the occasional avocado green highlight. Or I could do the teal, use up all my teal big novelty oversized sequins. And yeah, I'm like, the chances of me ever having any other reason to use up my teal sequins are pretty slim to none, so I think I'll use up them. Plus I have a very firm idea of what I want it to look like, so I'll do that. But I mean, gold would look fabulous. Gold beading would look fabulous on this. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've been inspired to make a jacket of your own. And this fabric is only available, I always get asked, this fabric is only available in a store called Spotlight Stores. They only deliver to Asia, unfortunately. But Spoon Flower is a print-on-demand fabric place, so you might try them. They deliver all over. And also Mood Fabrics, or any quilting store in America. Just your Google, and Google does your local ones that deliver to you locally. So just check their clearance sections. They often have novelty fabrics, so you might get lucky and find something equally as adorable. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and happy sewing. I really love those raspberry dinosaurs. They are just so cute. But I love all these colours together. I'm kind of tempted to do a beaded trim in all the colours and just sort of make them mixed all together. That would be interesting. Well, that green T-Rex is definitely the lamest one. It reminds me of the dinosaur from Toy Story 2. Anyway, happy sewing.